EdT1138 here, and you are watching my Friday night pickup video. I didn't pick much up this week. I picked nothing up, as a matter of fact. And I didn't pick much up last week, or the week before. I'm not finding the stuff out there that I want to buy. And I don't want to buy just anything, because otherwise I would have tons of stuff if I just bought everything that I didn't have that was cheap. I've been trying to focus my collection for a long time, so now I'm kind of really holding myself to it and only spending money on the things that I want to have in my collection, or things that are a particularly good deal that I can sell to help fund my collection. So yeah, thus I've picked up next to nothing the last few weeks. And then the stuff that I was going to show you on my pickup video is the stuff that I'm going to show you from last week, is the stuff that I'm going to show you this week. Yeah, my ill-fated pickup video. If you saw last week's video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you that stuff. I'm going to show you a couple of other things, odds and ends that I picked up that for whatever reason I haven't shown on my video. And I'm going to show you stuff that I got for free. And free is always good. So yeah, there's some rare items, there's some interesting items, and yeah, free stuff. First off, I'm going to start with some non-game related stuff. I have here Star Trek The Motion Picture soundtrack on vinyl that my buddy Eldon bought for me for 35 cents at the Goodwill Outlet store. I just like, I don't want to say the artwork, but the cover art on vinyl. It's pretty much the same reason that I collect Laserdiscs. They just have a great nostalgic aura about them, vinyl records and Laserdiscs. I like the way they look. I do, yes, have a record player or phonograph or turntable, whatever you call it, whatever generation you came from. Why will you not go back in there? That's a bad sound. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, that's because there's something else in there. What else we got in here? Oh, bummer. And I crumpled it. I didn't know that was in there. I'm kind of bummed out now. I just crumpled it up. A picture of the Enterprise. Damn it. That sucks. Ah, Ed, you idiot. Alright, well, we'll get it back in there now. There I go, leaping before I look again. Alright, also gotten for me by my friend Eldon, who is pretty much being mentioned on every video nowadays. The Tom Baker Years, Doctor Who. This is essentially 3+ hours of Tom Baker doing commentary on clips from various episodes of Doctor Who that he starred in. How does it describe it here? Doesn't matter. That's what this is. And yes, I am going to thoroughly enjoy watching that. Probably by myself. Game-related stuff that I picked up. I picked up some things. And of course, I've got it all mixed... Got it all mixed up here, so let's see if I can find it now. I will start with an Atari 2600 game. And that Atari 2600 game is Space Master X7. Normally, 20th Century Fox games are worthless because they made so many of them. This one, though, is fairly uncommon and worth more than most Atari 2600 games. So, very happy to get that in good condition. Let's see here. I picked up Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I don't remember exactly what I spent on this. I know it wasn't much or I wouldn't have bought it. Probably a couple bucks. $2.50 more than likely because I believe it came from an exchange. But yeah, it's Indiana Jones. It's a video game. How bad can it possibly be? I got Resident Evil 2 for the Sony PlayStation, complete. I mean, the case is scratched up, but the discs are clean, and it's got the manual, so... Resident Evil 2, that's my first Resident Evil game, by the way. I've never played one before. Let's see. Incredible Hulk for the Genesis. No manual, but I will buy pretty much any Sega Genesis game for a couple of dollars, and that's what this was. Now, I was, you know what, before I get to that, no, we'll do that first. I was at a video game store that I've mentioned on here a couple of times before, and I believe I told you guys that I wanted to go back there and pick up all of their Odyssey 2 games that I didn't have in my collection, and I did that. I went back, but the boss wasn't there, the guy that normally gives me the deals. He had a college student covering the thing, and to make a long story short, I went in, grabbed a bunch of games, threw them on the counter. He had to call the owner, owner didn't know that it was me that was buying the stuff and would only recognize me by sight, so he didn't give me the deal that I wanted. So I said, you know what, never mind, I'll just put all this back. Went to put it all back and said, you know what, there is one game that I would like to buy. Are they all that price? And he's like, yeah. So I bought BC Racers for the 32X, which was not actually in this case. It was just the game, and then I put it in a clamshell case and printed up a cover, and my printer is running out of ink, so the cover's not perfect, but it's very good, and it certainly looks better than just having the loose cartridge. The other thing that I picked up there, while he was on the phone talking to the boss, I was looking at some stuff on this glass case, and I pulled something down to look at it, and this fell. It is the Vectrex overlay for Armor Attack. And it is the first Vectrex overlay that I actually own, because all I have for it is a multi-cart. Now, I have an overlay that is pretty much on my system anytime that it's not in use, or whenever I'm playing Armor Attack. Yeah, so I got these two things for much less than they normally sell for. Let's see here. Two more things. I got Bushido Blade RPG for the Neo Geo CD. It is complete. It is in good condition. It's got the spine card tucked into the back there. It is the original CD case, and I know because there is a little logo that you're not going to... Oop, there it is. Up in the corner there. It says Neo Geo. So even the original CD in good condition. And this is a neat game. Or I shouldn't say neat. I should say odd game. It's an RPG. But it's got platforming elements, and it's got like Street Fighter, well, I'll say Bushido Blade type elements in it. You know, that you're walking around, and then when you go into a battle, when you're fighting, instead of just selecting fight or sword or whatever, magic, you actually have to hit a button combination. And if you don't hit the button combination correctly, you don't hit. So, yeah, really interesting game. I suggest you check out a gameplay video of it, or pick up a ROM if you can't get the game, just to see what it's like. It's pretty nifty. The last of my pickups, my actual pickups, I was at the CD Game Exchange in Maple Heights, Ohio, and I found this. Now, you're thinking one of two things. You're either thinking that that is a knockoff NES controller, or you're thinking what it actually is. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on there, but nah, you really can't. That says Nintendo NES 004. If you look right on there, you see Game Television. Sharp released, well, in Japan first, a Famicom television, which was a television with a built-in Famicom. And then in the United States, they released a few Sharp NES televisions. And this is one of the controllers that came with it. These, I guess, are really rare. I mean, I knew that they were uncommon because I've never seen them before. And I knew that it was by Nintendo because it's got their logo on the back. So I knew it was going to be worth some money. When I read Game Television on there, I remembered seeing a video about somebody that had one of those. So I bought this. It was $1. I looked online. They're not on eBay. They're not on Amazon. They have a picture of them on Amazon, but they're not available. On Amazon, I found the entire system for $1,100 with just the one controller. I looked, and the only place I could find it was on like Pedro something or other, $60 a piece. So I picked this up for $1. I could sell it right now, apparently, for 50 or 60 bucks. That is a pretty good turnaround. Now, the only thing that makes that even better is I got two of them for $1 a piece. So, yeah. I could take these and sell these right now for a $118 profit. But I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to keep them because they're cool looking and they're so unique. I don't know. It's so hard when you're a collector to sell stuff that is unique. I mean, you can make a bunch of money on them, but you want to keep them because you're a collector. So, yeah, that is all the stuff that I purchased over the last few weeks. Not a lot of stuff, and I spent very little money on it. It's just not a lot of stuff that I want to pick up anymore. I am going to focus my collection. I'm going to stop just buying everything. I know I keep saying that, but I really am going to do it, and this is proof. Might make my pickup videos kind of boring, though. Now, the free stuff. My little brother, sadly, is in the middle of a divorce. And he drove down to Florida to pick up his stuff here last week or the week before, I don't remember. And in that stuff was a trunk. Well, chest, really. A treasure chest, we'll call it, because it was filled with video game goodness. He had multiple PlayStations, multiple Dreamcasts. He had a Nintendo 64. He had a Super Nintendo, a Model 2 Super Nintendo. Just tons of video game systems, video games, accessories, books, all kinds of stuff. And he asked me to come over to go through it, let me have my pick of it. Anything that I wanted in there, he told me I could have. I could have taken everything if I wanted. I was not that greedy. I just took all the best stuff. The first thing that was like right on top, and yes, it is in terrible condition, but it's still cool. Nintendo Power Strategy Guide for Final Fantasy. It's ugly. I mean, you can tell it's been used for sure, but it is very cool because this is a game that I'm going to be playing through with my son here probably this summer, and it'll be nice to have this guide to go through. Certainly for him, not having any experience with it. Very cool. I like having that. I love stuff like this. I wish I could find more of these types of things. Strategy guides for older retro games, that is. Also in there was this here. It is a knockoff NES controller, but it does have the turbo buttons there. I actually kind of like it. I tested this out. It works. It feels a little bit light, but the buttons feel right, if you know what I'm trying to say. The D-pad, you know, you get the right amount of resistance. It has the right feel to it. The buttons have the right feel. Feels very good. And it's nice to have the turbo buttons built right in there. So, there you go. Controller. Interesting. I found a couple of Sega-related items. Gangster Town for the Master System. Sadly, no cartridge. Just the case and manual. And I think I gave away all my loose cartridges to YouTube people. So, I don't even have a cartridge to stick in there. Phantasy Star 3. Unfortunately, when I looked inside, it is Ecco the Dolphin Tides of Time, which I don't have Ecco the Dolphin Tides of Time, so I guess I have the cartridge now. And the nice thing about having this is I have this game, but I don't have an official cover for it. I have the one that I printed off, so I can take and put my loose card in here now. I just got to find the manual. He gave me Final Fantasy IX for the PlayStation. Yeah, it's not complete. I don't have the manual. I don't have the cover art. And the case is scratched all the heck. Actually, this isn't even the case he gave me. This is an extra case that I had that I put it in. But the discs are all clean, and the gameplay. So, yeah, Final Fantasy IX for free. Can't shake a stick at that. A disgustingly filthy Super Nintendo Game Boy. Yuck. This thing is dirty. It sort of smells like a sweaty nutsack, kind of. Yuck. I got RoboCop 2, which I already have a copy of RoboCop 2. I knew I had RoboCop. I didn't know I had RoboCop 2. I do. I'm going to give this to my other brother, Jimmy, because he doesn't have it, I'm sure. I got The Uncanny X-Men and a copy of Super Glove Ball, which, to my knowledge, is pretty much worthless without the Power Glove. Oh, no. It says Power Glove and joystick compatible. So, yeah, yay, I got Super Glove Ball. Fortunately, with Super Glove Ball, I got a Power Glove. Power Glove. Very cool. And it's the adult-size Power Glove, too, so this actually fits on my hand. Also with that, I got the sensor bars. So, I have a complete Power Glove. At least I'm pretty sure it's complete. Complete Power Glove with Super Glove Ball. Well, it's not complete. I mean, it doesn't have the box. There's a difference to me between complete and boxed. This is complete. I have everything that I need for it to work. So, complete. Get off my back. Yeah. Super Glove Ball. The Power Glove. Nintendo Power. Some NES games. I got some cool stuff. And I got it for free. Now, I did actually shoot video of my little brother and his chest of video game stuff. But it was so dark in there, and I was trying to film with my phone because I didn't know what I was going to find when I got there, so I didn't bring a camera. Yeah, it's really dark. I'll try and clean it up a little bit and maybe brighten it up. If I can, I might stick it in the pickup video somewhere. If not, oh well.
I am raiding Skinny Hugh Hefner's trunk here while he's playing Super Metroid. And he has a trunk full of stuff. Nope, you can't see because I'm in the light. Bunch of random gaming stuff. I am swiping a Power Glove that is all his, and he says I can have it.
Never said that.
Complete with the sensor bar. Let's see here. I'm swiping a Game Genie. Phantasy Star 3. A box for Gangsta Town.
It's not Phantasy Star 3, it's Echo the Dolphin.
Well, yeah, Echo the Dolphin's inside. Super Glove Ball that he says is all his and I'm allowed to have it, and it doesn't belong to my brother Jim at all. A copy of Final Fantasy IX.
Oh, I'm dying.
I think I have RoboCop 2. And I am going to swipe this Nintendo Power Strategy Guide for Final Fantasy for my son, if he's ever allowed to play video games again. Because it's got a nice little walkthrough in here that I think he'd like. And it has a map. Very cool. Thank you, Hugh. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, since it's like 15 minutes now. I'll see you guys next week.